by sharing the link to our WhatsApp group so others can join. So today we are starting the training proper, and we are going to start today's live. Hope we are relaxed. We have our pen, our jotter ready as we begin today's live. We are going to start with our businesses. Do you know what your business stands for? Like, why are you in this business? Why are you a fashion designer? What did you have in mind when you decided, oh, I want to go into fashion? I would like to become a farmer. I would like to process foodstuff. I would like to start a contribution group. I know it is normal to say that most of us were motivated by money. Yes, we all need money. Most of us at least need money. But if money is the motivation of a business, I'm not saying the business would not grow, but for most of us that are starting small businesses, most times when there is a purpose, when there is passion, it pushes the business further, especially when we are talking about grants. What these organizations or judges look out for when they are listening to people applying for grants is mostly, why is this person living in this business? Because let's say you are about to start, you're about to invest, you're about to start investing in businesses, and you see people coming out presenting their businesses, giving their pitch. Then you see this one that maybe has a backstory of how this business saved his mother, or how he lost a dear relationship because of the absence of this product that he or she now sells. Because you know that business the person is doing is driven from passion, from childhood emotions. You know there is something driving this person. You are certain that this person would not just make money someday and quit the business. You are certain that if you give this person 1 million naira to do this business, that the person would not feel you have seen money, like you just invested 100 million into a business that is worth about no, presently they have a cash flow of about 5 million, not their worth, but they have a cash flow of about 5 million, and you've seen the potential that this business is good, it will go far. So you now put in 100 million. Would you have this feeling that once this person sees this 100 million in his or her business, you just declare bankruptcy? So for you to be able to convince organizations beyond doubt that you are really ready for this business, you are really into this business, you're not just doing it for money. You have to understand your business. You have to know, why am I even into this business? What is my brand about? I like giving mine as an example, just a tip of mine. I'm not giving everything. So my brand is about empowering women through farming, teaching them fish farming, then giving them access to both the local and international markets. That is a tip of what my brand is about. And even though there are other aspects, all of them still fall under the same theme. That is for USL. So think about this. What is your business about? Or if you're about to start a business, what impact would I like to create? Why would I start this business? If it's let's say some people are doing this pad business, they use different materials now to create pad, to manufacture pad for women. So some are doing this because they've seen that the regular pad is lacking in some areas. Maybe it causes sweat, maybe it is too synthetic. So they are now some are using banana stems, some are using pieces of clothes, cotton clothes. So there should be a reason behind your product. Then your business or brand should have a reason why it exists. What problem is it solving for people? That is the summary of what we've been talking about. So next, I will get to an example of a grant that I've applied for and I have won. I would pick one today. Next time I could decide to pick another one and just tell us things that are important, things like the training sessions, the mentorship. So we just get familiar with all of these things. So let me start with the one I like very much, the MTN grants, because that's my first one. So it's just there in my head. So the MTN grants, we started by filling in a Google form, if I'm not mistaken, a Google form online. I don't know if it's Google, but something that seemed like a Google form. We filled it online, and after filling it online, those of us that our application scaled through, were reached out to through our emails. Then after we were reached out to, we were told the next stage. No, we got a second email saying the next stage, because when I got that, this is my first official grant I'm applying for, and they've already selected me. I was like, hope this is not scam. Hope it's not all this fraudster. But this email looks legit. But why is it not even addressed to me? Why is it addressed to one, I think Ada, but not me, not Ada, not my Ada. I think Ada Wumi or something like that. That was the first thing before I saw copy my email and the rest. I called some friends, that's senior friends, and asked that were in the industry and I felt would have better information. So I sent them a copy of the email, and they were like, they will call some people they know that work with MTN to find out. And later they got back to me. One got back to me, I was like, be very careful, there are so many scam. And the other one was like, yes, it's from MTN, but they are supposed to send follow-up emails. And they sent the next emails, and it was email for, I think, training. I think email for training. No, email to join a Telegram group. Yeah, that's how we went. So after that, there was the email from the Telegram group. Now there was a Zoom meeting where they introduced the disbursing bank, that's Zenith Bank, handled it for them then. Yeah, so they introduced the bank officials, they introduced the MTN team, 3 teams, right? Yeah, 3 teams, 2 teams. They introduced everybody that would be. Then the third team was the biggest training center in West Africa. I'll get the name, I'll remember the name. So they handled the training, and they were later on going to handle the pitch. So we had our training sessions that was a bit intense because you have to keep to time, and I think our attendance was, they automatically recorded it, so you can't say you were on the training when you were not. It's not those kind of Zoom meetings where you just drop your phone somewhere at your office and you are doing other things. No, and the training was really rich, so you wouldn't even like to miss it, because whether you get the grant or not, that training is going to create a lot of impact on you. So it's just something that you wouldn't even like to miss. So we started the training. I think the training lasted for about 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember exactly right now. So the training lasted for 1 week straight. I can't remember exactly. Google Hustle Academy lasts for 1 week straight. I can't remember whether the MTN lasted for 1 week straight or 2 weeks. But the training was intense. It was very rich. That's why I said intense. Not intense that it was taking all of our time, no. But it was so rich. It was touching every aspect of our business. It was telling us secrets on how to market. These are trainings that we are supposed to pay huge amounts of money to be able to get. So they gave it to us for free. And they gave us data to attend each training session. So each training session that we attended, we received data for the training. It was really impressive. So after the MTN training, the next stage was to prepare our growth plan. They actually tagged it growth plan because I think we were already expected to have business plans, right? So we prepared our business plans, and after the business plan, the growth plan actually, we prepared our financial plan. And the growth plan was really very big. It was a big document. It was not like that, the regular business plan, those regular business plan that you just say, write a business plan and you just draft about 5 to 7 pages and submit. So it was really our growth plan, because the training was going on, I think, and we were doing the growth plan, or just immediately after the training. So after that, our growth plans were submitted, and the growth plans, in fact, when you're applying for a grant, sometimes there are specific criteria that they are using to judge, and sometimes they are just about 4 5 of them, so they are judging from here. But I know the growth plan was very important, and the growth plan especially for the judging whether you would qualify to get to the next level. So at that point, we have moved from about 10,000 to 1,000 when we were doing the training. If I'm not mistaken. So after the growth plan, we moved from 1,000 to 500 or 400. I think 400. Then after that, we submitted our financial plan, right? I'm not sure I'm saying this orderly, but I just want you to understand what the grant applications usually look like. Then we submitted the financial plan next. Then we were reduced to 250. I know I got another email saying that I'm qualified. I'm now among the 250 women out of the, I think, about 10,000 that would be pitching. So we now started getting ready for the pitch. I can't remember right now if we got guidance before the pitch on how to prepare the pitch, but remember we had been trained on business generally, and pitching was one of them. So on the day of the pitch, it was a virtual pitch, so I didn't have to leave my office to do the pitch. So I was just on my phone, connected my laptop to my phone, then I pitched via the laptop. It was divided. I think it was a Google Meet meeting or a Zoom meeting, but we were divided into classrooms. Then there's a general classroom. So once you are granted access into a classroom. Then you pitch. We were given about 3, and it was more than enough time. So after pitching, then after pitching, then they released a list of 250 of us and our scores. So this is where we saw that, oh, I got into the program. So I think the first 50 were supposed to be in the program. We were supposed to get the funding, that's the money, the grants, and they gave us grants, then they gave us a loan. The loan is a soft loan that we do not have to pay with much interest, almost zero interest actually. So getting 56,000 naira as the interest on 3 million naira for 3 years, a total of 56,000 naira. So I'll call that almost a no interest loan. Then after that, 750,000 grants, that one you will not be paying back. That is it for the MTN grants. So you've seen how the process went for us. It's not so difficult, but you just have to create the time. If you truly attended the training, even if you didn't have a business, if you truly attended that training with the intention to learn, the possibility of you winning that grant is already 70%. So that's why I said it is actually about you applying. Why most people do not win these grants is because they didn't even apply. So you see, we were, I think, about 10,000, as they said, that applied, and we were among the 50 or so that got the funding. So it's not that difficult. I remember that was my first official grant application. So that was my first, and still I was among 50 out of about 10,000 people that applied. So let the numbers not scare you. Most of us here are from the east, and in the east we do business very well. We are really business people, but I noticed that most of the time it's either trading, and even if we go extra mile, then maybe manufacturing. We don't really enjoy the benefits that comes from business trainings, how you can easily expand, how you can scale, how you can know your business properly. You could do a business for like 20 years and you don't know your business, you don't know the core of your business. So that is what this grants organization gives to us. The grant organizations give this to us in addition to the funding. So now for the grants training, the next step would be, as I've given an example of a grant that I've applied for, the next step would now be, I'm trying to speak fast so this video is not so long and yet we get maximum information from it. So the next stage will be the problem solution fit. when you are starting a business, you have to really ask yourself, what problem or problems am I solving? What solution am I bringing to solve this problem? Because there could be a problem, yet there are so many solutions that could solve that problem. And you can't just say, I'm solving the problem of poor quality education, and you are bringing in talking to teachers, hosting workshops for teachers, you are bringing in feeding students, you are bringing in sewing uniform, you are bringing in buying bags for students. You are doing a lot. And you remember the saying, jack of all trade, master of none? Because of the situation, I guess, I don't know why, but these days we hear more of jack of all trade, master of all. I don't know how true that is, but I still believe that we should start from one, scale it, understand it, scale, then we could now move to another. Doing a lot of things at the same time is not what grant giving organizations would like to see. So once you are turning all round, in fact, one of the grants I attended, was one of the judges just said something very clearly. He said, if I'm giving you 1 million and you come out to tell me that maybe you've pitched, you've done everything for, let's say me, I'm trying to work on and pitch for my, let's say, my dried fish business, then while pitching, maybe someone has decided to invest or to give me the money as grant, and then I started mentioning, I even have this garden, vegetable garden. The garden is doing very well. It just that it needs a watering can. And I also have this beer parlor. And it's just that we need one small freezer there. In fact, we have a fridge already. Just a. So this person is thinking, this 1 million I want to give this lady now. So she's not just going to use it to buy a cane for her dried fish processing. She would try to use it for a cane, use it for a freezer, use it for a watering can, and at the end of the day, the money disappears. Now she's not getting what she's supposed to get from the dried fish business because she has not gotten the right cane. Maybe as I've given her 1 million now to get a cane, or maybe 1,900,000 for a cane and 100,000 for marketing or packaging materials. Instead of getting that, she goes to get a smaller cane because she's thinking about watering can and she's also thinking about a freezer. This is what they do not want to hear. So if you are solving a problem, it should be one. It should be one. It shouldn't be, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, all because I want education quality to increase. No. That is problem solution fit. So if I'm solving, that is problem solution first, and fit. The fit now is that if you recognize one problem in the education system that your business recognize, your business should be solving that one problem. Your business should have one solution. One problem, one solution. Two problems, two solutions. That's the problem solution fit. These things are very simple. If you get someone that can explain to you this way I'm explaining to you now, you see that it is not complicated to win grants. It's not complicated to run a scalable business that will give you time, peace of mind, and growth. It's just that the information is expensive. So these trainings that we receive trainings from, I've received trainings from organizations that you have to pay as much as 700,000 for a class. The only difference is that I am getting these trainings and they have been paid for by bigger organizations as part of the grants that they are giving to me. This is me and so many other people that are already receiving grants. And this is why once you start getting grants, you just keep getting more, because before they give you the money, they want to train you to make sure that you understand what you are doing. And because they are training you to see that you understand what you are doing, more people see you qualified to get more grants. Before we even talk about your presence on social media, if you're active on social media, you are posting that, oh, I got this grant. When you apply for another grant, because they most times check your social media, they see that this person has gotten this grant, and for this person to have gotten this grant, it means that this person is now enlightened, because we know that this grant trains people before giving them the funding, so they have more confidence to get you into the program. So before we get to the next video, because I'll stop this live here so it doesn't take much time. I'm going to be advertising 36,000 naira a year package for dried fish. 36,000 naira is the minimum for one slot. A day it's 100 naira. That's few cents. Then in a month it is 3,000. Then at the end of the year you get 51 pieces of dried fish. I'm going to be placing the advert now. This is an advert, so you want to get dried fish, you want to give people dried fish, you contribute 3,000 naira every month, or you just pay upfront 36,000 naira. That is one slot, which is the minimum. And at the end of the year, September, October, November till December, you get 51 pieces of quality dried fish. So I'll end this live now so it's not so long. We will continue by the next video where we'll talk about the WhatsApp group and how we are going to coordinate this, because from this week we'll apply for 5 grants every week. 5 grants every week. So let's end this live now so it's not so long and continue in the next video.